Hey friends, as the clock struck midnight on January 1st, 2024, while people around the world were cheering for the new year, Japan was struck by a terrifying force of nature. A massive earthquake measuring 7.6 on the Richter scale jolted the western part of the country. Western Japan is reeling after a severe earthquake disrupted life, causing destruction and leaving many dead. But that wasn't the end. In just 24 hours, over 155 aftershocks, big and small, rattled the region. Tremors were relentless. The quake triggered waves nearly a meter high along Japan's western shores. The nation's meteorological department immediately issued a tsunami warning, though it was later downgraded. Still, the damage had already been done. Dozens of buildings collapsed. Power went out across thousands of homes. Fires erupted in several places. The aftermath was visible and terrifying. By January 2nd, two burning questions emerged. Why do natural disasters like earthquakes and tsunamis strike Japan so frequently? How does Japan manage to survive these disasters better than most countries? Because let's face it, if a quake this strong had hit many other countries, the death toll might have run into thousands. But in Japan, under 100 lives were lost. So what's their secret? Let's break it down. The recent disaster has been named the 2024 Sea of Japan earthquake, or the Noto Peninsula earthquake, based on where it struck. If you look at a map of Japan, you'll see the Noto Peninsula jutting out into the Sea of Japan, a piece of land surrounded by water on three sides. That's exactly where the quake's epicenter was, about 500 kilometers from Tokyo, but the tremors still reached the capital city. Now to our first major question: why does Japan experience so many earthquakes? The answer lies beneath our feet. Literally. Take a look at the Earth's tectonic plate map. Our planet's surface is broken into 16 major plates that are always on the move. These plates float over a layer of molten rock, and as heat escapes from the Earth's core, it causes convection currents, which make these plates slowly shift over time. But when they push, pull, or slide past each other, that's when earthquakes strike. So areas located along the edges of tectonic plates are the most vulnerable to seismic activity. Now here's the twist. Japan isn't sitting on the boundary of just one or two plates. It lies at the meeting point of four: the Pacific Plate, the Philippine Sea Plate, the Eurasian Plate, the North American Plate. This makes Japan a global hotspot for tectonic activity. Among these, the Pacific Plate is especially notorious. It's so active that the area around its boundary is called the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region responsible for the highest number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions in the world. Other regions that lie on major fault lines also suffer frequent quakes. For example, the Indian Plate colliding with the Eurasian Plate creates pressure along the Himalayas, causing quakes in Nepal and North India. But in countries like Australia, Russia, and large parts of Europe, which are located away from active boundaries, seismic activity is rare and mild. When was the last time you heard of a deadly earthquake in Australia? Exactly. But it's not just about where the plates are, it's also how they move. There are three major types of plate boundaries. Convergent boundaries, where plates collide and one slides beneath the other. Divergent boundaries, where plates move away from each other. Transform boundaries, where plates slide past each other horizontally. Among these, convergent boundaries are the most dangerous, especially when they form a subduction zone. Here, one plate dives deep beneath the other into the Earth's mantle, building up intense pressure. When this pressure is suddenly released, boom, a powerful earthquake. And when this happens under the ocean, it can also displace huge volumes of water, leading to tsunamis. At these subduction zones, deep trenches are formed under the sea. These trenches are some of the deepest places on Earth. Take the Mariana Trench, for instance. It's the deepest, plunging down to 10.9 kilometers. But did you know Japan has its own trench? It's called the Japan Trench, located in the Pacific Ocean east of the country. It goes down to 8.4 kilometers below sea level. Very few nations in the world sit this close to such immense oceanic depth. Here's a map showing ocean depth worldwide. Lighter colors show shallow seas, darker colors show deep ocean zones, and Japan, surrounded by some of the darkest zones, deep and dangerous.